Well, it feels like fall around southern West Virginia. At least it will this week, but we are still in the middle of hurricane season. In fact, we haven't even reached the peak of the hurricane season. That's on September 10th, and we do still have a storm out there. It's not Aaron. Aaron's long gone now, but this is Fernand, not Ferdinand, not Fernando, but Fernand. That's actually the name of this storm. And you can see as we look at our tropical tracker where Fernand is and where Fernand is going over the next several days. Fernand won't be with us very much longer because it is moving very quickly off to the northeast and becoming extratropical as it does so. So the Hurricane Center will stop issuing advisories on it. It'll still perhaps have some impacts over in Europe, but it will become extratropical, and so the Hurricane Center will drop it and other agencies will take it up. Sitting at 36.1 and 56.3, as you see how far to the east it is compared to the U.S. Instead of sitting at 75 or 80 degrees to the west latitude, it's sitting at 56. Top winds, at least sustained, are 50 miles per hour. Of course, there are higher gusts. Moving to the northeast now at 13 miles per hour. Barometer in the center of Fernand is 1,002 millibars. I-64 mile marker 124 looking pretty good tonight as traffic flows along the interstate heading towards I-77, at least in this case it is. As we go down the street from that to the airport, we see that the temperature is down to 57 degrees now under clear skies. The relative humidity is 72%. The barometer is at 30.08 and the winds are calm, which is going to allow temperatures to continue to fall. The humidity at 72% means the dew points are sitting in the upper 40s, so I would expect we'll be right around 50 degrees by tomorrow morning. Sunset time this evening was at 8:03. Sunrise time tomorrow morning is at a little bit after 6. 71 in Charlotte, and also D.C., 60 in Cleveland, 62 in Syracuse, as well as in Chicago, 59 in Indianapolis, 60 in Des Moines, 64 in St. Louis, 71 in Nashville. So the cooler is going all the way down to the deep south now, almost all the way to the Gulf Coast, unusually far south for this time of the year, for this type of air. As we look at our regional satellite radar, we don't see a lot of showers, at least not in our neighborhood. We have to go all the way to the north into Ohio to find any kind of rain. We talked about possibilities for some rain up in the high elevation locations tomorrow. Our futurecast is backed off from that, so there's a possibility that we won't see too much rain. But an isolated shower or two, I suppose, is still possible. You notice the futurecast trying to paint some showers over the state, not really successfully. High pressure is really in charge of our weather, sitting right about here or thereabouts, and so we're going to continue to see that high pressure really dominate our weather. It's not until sometime on Thursday or Friday will we begin to pick up a slightly better chance for showers, but even that should be off to our north and northwest. Highs tomorrow for some selected cities around the region. Well, we'll start off in the upper 40s and lower 50s, and then as we go through the afternoon, we'll top out in the mid to upper 60s, near 70 degrees in Somersville, Fayetteville, Oak Hill, 67 in Beckley, 71, even low 70s for our friends in Pineville and Welch, which of course are usually the warmest spots around the region. They will be tomorrow, but they'll still be in the lower 70s. As we go hour by hour in Beckley, we see top out right around 67 degrees or thereabouts. Then we drop back just a shade as we begin to lose the heating of the day. As we look at our 7-day forecast, well, temperatures are going to stay in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We're going to stay at or below the normal across the board. In fact, every day in this 7-day forecast, Tiger, is below where it should be to this point in the year. On the high and on the low end of the scale, lows in the upper 40s, lower 50s as we go through our days in our extended forecast. It does warm up slightly towards the end, and there again will be a few more clouds on Friday. Small possibility for a shower on Friday as well as that system approaches the area from the northwest. But again, I think high pressure really flexes its muscles, and we're not really going to see too much in the way of any kind of showers. That's right. That's right.
I said this at the 5 o'clock show, but it is really interesting to see the lows in the 50s. I mean, if you look at the bug right down here, it also says that we're at 57 degrees right now, which is something that we haven't seen
in a while.
Months.
In a while.
And it's going to warm
Several
back
months,
up.
Yes.
It is going to warm back up at some point.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, but it's very strange, I guess, to experience it after we just had that grueling heat on Friday.
You see tomorrow's high, average high 68, and you notice that, remember a week or so ago when the actual lows, average or lows, were 68.
I know. It's like,
so it really did drop.
It's almost like whiplash with how big that change is. It's just going to get a little bit warmer again. Isn't weather wacky, folks? All right, now we have more news and weather coming your way after the break. Don't go anywhere.